Shit. Hang on 1 second. There.
So we're still having summer.
Hmm.
I've been swimming at Lake Wyola. I didn't get in today, but it's
Really?
delicious. You could take a break from work, maybe, Anne. Just, take a lunch break.
Yeah. I love that,
Hear
April.
Any of you?
Yeah.
Why can't I hear you?
Who-
Can
who-
you
I
hear
hear
me?
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. It's figuring out why. Uh,
April, are you usually the only one there?
No, actually, there's a group of old ladies who
Oh.
go together. It's sort
But
of
you're contingent. Is your
give
contingent?
me a moment. I think it's my
Usually the only
speakers
one?
on my laptop.
no. There's these little subgroups. There's a bunch of people who swim across the lake with their little bubbles, and there's an old man, nobody knows who he is, who puts his towel up and and then he swims, and it's a really interesting mix.
I love it.
It's a very fun thing.
Oh.
Hey.
So
Hi,
Kath-
Haley.
Hey, I just had a weird Zoom issue, so sorry about that.
It's okay. Is Kathy? Anybody heard from Kathy? Oh, now you
In
can hear us.
Ireland.
I
Oh,
can
right.
hear everybody.
Right. How dare her? Duh. Oh, good. So this is us. So let's call us to order. And how about if we review? Can either Melissa, or you or Haley, are you or Anne, somebody good at screen sharing? Because I'm not. I don't share. Oh, how's a puppy?
I know. She's saying hello.
Oh,
Oh,
she's a
sweet thing.
beautiful dog. Oh,
This is Flora.
I have Ruby's asleep on the floor. I think we're keeping Ruby.
You are? That's great.
It is. Yeah.
What kind is she?
Yellow, big boxer, met up with a golden lab at some point and sprinkled heavily with hound. She's tall. She's about 70 pounds.
My friend has a boxer Saint Bernard mix. She's 85 pounds of love.
What
Short haired though, like a boxer.
funny beings.
Yeah.
Veronica, do you still have dogs?
Just Rosie, just a
Mm.
little 10-pound Shorkie. We used to have lots of them. We raised Brittany's for a long time, but
I remember that. So can somebody pull up the minutes so we can look at them? Because I can't. And Haley, do you have a dog?
I do not know, not with our apartment, but someday.
Someday. Good.
Oh, where are the minutes?
Hang on, let me go into my email.
I have to. No, I don't have to learn to share.
I don't know that I.
Oh, now I just covered you guys up on my screen. Hold on one moment.
I think I read them and deleted them.
Ah,
So you must have been happy with them.
I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get this out of my inbox.
I know.
I don't want to add my phone to my Gmail. Okay, here we go.
Kathy.
Thinking.
Yeah, I don't have them. Wait, are they on the website?
No.
maybe she didn't email them because she's
No,
out.
no,
I
we
think
got
she
them.
did.
Oh, you
did on
did?
the
I
first.
didn't get it.
And
You
I
didn't get
have
them,
it.
Haley?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I have to
Hang
put
on.
you on the list. Melissa has them,
Hold on, I'm looking.
or maybe I could
can-
try. Maybe I can actually
Draft
do-
minutes from 8:25, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep, I have them.
Oh, good.
good go.
Who didn't have them?
Haley didn't.
Haley.
We have to make
No,
sure
you're
you're
not
on that
listed here.
list.
I'm forwarding them now, Haley. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yeah, you need more emails.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
felt like the world was emailing me today at work. They should be in your inbox. I can share if people want me to. Well, hold on, I have to bring them up first.
Yeah, that would be helpful. And maybe I will learn to share someday.
That's okay. Screen number 2. No, I want this one. Actually, yeah, I'll do this one. Share. Let me know if you can see that okay.
Can see.
Do you see
Yes,
something called
you-
minutes?
You did it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me make it bigger
Yeah.
so we can actually see it. Oops. Ugh. Hang on. Right, so let me just do this and this.
That
I
helps a
lost
lot.
I lost my
Thank
thing
you.
there. Okay.
You got it.
That good?
Yeah. I mean, this really is a testimony to how AI can be used
Mhm.
Mhm.
in minutes, because I really think it's organized well. Anyway, I saw no problems in them.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering if it had picked up on that quick recap. It says aims to conclude by October 20th. You guys didn't say that. I was asking if it might be over, remember? But
Mhm.
I don't think any of you actually ever said that.
I think I don't know. I do not know. I know you asked about it.
I'm not sure we'll be done by October 20th.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
what
I don't
figured.
know, but I'm guessing. So we can edit that piece.
Yeah, maybe just to delete that which aims to conclude by.
I
Yeah.
didn't open it in that way, but I'll we'll take out that whole phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
just
good
don't-
catch, Veronica. That's what sometimes you have to be careful with AI. It turns a tentative thing into a
Huh.
fact or a.
It's interesting.
It says it again under police chief search committee update. They really.
I'll take it
hung
out
on
in
to
both
me.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really hung on to me asking that question.
Yeah.
so.
Okay. I'll do that and then resend them out to everybody as amended.
That's great. Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of August 25th, 25? We have to do that roll call vote thingy.
Yep, so moved.
Okay, if we can do it in alphabetical order, this is a test.
All right,
Yep,
well, that
aye.
would be, yep, I make peace O'Neill, I. I'm never number 2.
Richter, I.
And Stein, I. Great. And I also want to say, I know I had volunteered to be the police search committee, but Kathy Salvador has agreed to do that, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
So
Okay.
I don't have any time, but that doesn't have to change this.
Right.
Time,
So-
what is that, April?
What is what?
Time.
Time? You know,
Other than a spice, you might put an herb, you might put in cooking.
that's right. I like thyme. I like dill better, but
I do too.
anyway. So maybe this is time to pull up the employee handbook. And
All
we
right,
can
let me stop sharing this.
slog through that
So
because
let's
we're going to
see.
be done by September 1.
Yes.
October 1?
I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I will.
That's
Haley, did you send us out Haley, I know you said your Wi-Fi is not, your Wi-Fi isn't as,
Okay,
able.
I've got
Did you
them.
resend that to us or did you reshare it?
Which the
The personal
Your
I
change.
have
handbook, you
it.
should all have it.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to
Yeah.
make sure because I'm gonna go look for it now. Give me one moment.
It's either version 4.0 or 5.0, but every time I make a new version, I share it with
Yeah,
everyone.
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right,
See what
give
you,
me one moment.
yeah, which is the next,
Yeah.
I really was trying to get that. I think I have the wrong, I've got 3.0 here. Let's see how I can do this.
See what we have. What version? Oh, what's thinking? Hold on. There we go. It's stop thinking. Um,
Uh,
all right,
how I
I'm
can.
just gonna go this way. Let's try
Okay.
this route. That route was not helpful. Google's failing me.
You want me to send it to you, Melissa?
If you want to, that would be helpful.
I have 4.0.
I
Oh,
only,
great.
I
Is that
only,
the last version, Haley? 4.0?
No, there is a 5.0, but I think a new comment was made on
I did that.
4.0,
Sorry.
which is fine. No, that's totally fine. So we could just go off of that because I think the changes that I had made were non-substantive. They were just like the cleaning up the terminology.
Yeah.
So we could definitely content-wise go back to 4.
No, I have 5.0 here. You want me
Oh.
to use 4.0?
Yeah, use 5.0 and Haley, I'll just look at my comments and bring them up if
Okay.
relevant. Thank you.
yeah, I can't find anything past 3. How have you been sharing it?
A
Oh,
link
just-
to a Google Drive, I think, right, Haley?
Ah,
Was it
Yeah.
that way?
So I'll make a new copy, then, share with others. And then you're actually all like auto-populated as being part of the team that's working on it. So it should go directly.
Hmm.
Okay, it's thinking. All right, so I have it on my screen.
okay,
Yeah, you're all listed as editors,
okay.
but I'm not sure what it looks like when it gets sent out on your.
I'm gonna share number 2 again. So that I can see all your faces on number 3. All right, does everyone see something that looks like a,
Yeah,
all right,
Mhm.
moving this over there, okay.
thank you.
I forget where we left off.
Uh,
Well,
I don't have a copy of the agenda,
Hire,
so I can't.
oh,
Yeah,
it's a hiring, yeah,
the agenda said that there was going to be a presentation about hiring committees or whatever.
Contracts. I did my research.
Contract
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I'm guessing that's
Contact-
Haley.
So maybe,
Contract
me.
maybe you should
negotiation.
share your screen first, since that's the first thing up.
I sent it to you because I know it's not gonna
Oh,
work
okay,
on my
hang
end.
on.
okay.
Can we go back to that? Let me unshare. Let me
It
go
totally
back
is
to
not.
email. That's okay. Oh,
Haley, you did say you were going to do a presentation. I guess
Did
you really
my-
are. This is
I
awesome.
did. I took the notes. I looked it up. I talked to some other colleagues and share.
hold on, I'm gonna open. We're doing it this way. I'm praying my computer has this particular program. I think it does.
Let me know if it's funky and I can send it as a PDF. I'm just
Yeah, no,
scrolling.
it's okay. No, I have PowerPoint. We're good.
Okay, good.
I couldn't remember if I did or not.
Mm.
Okay, let me just move their way. 3 screens. I need you on number 1. Where are you, number 1? I gotta turn on that mouse highlighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's over here. All right. No. No. All right, maybe can you send it in a PDF? I haven't activated my PowerPoint. Do you mind?
No worries. Yeah, no,
Okay.
not at all. I downloaded both just in case.
Perfect.
And then if you can share it and
I will.
Haley can narrate,
That's great.
So,
or we can read.
A little of both, right?
Yeah, little of both.
sorry, sent.
Okay. It's going up, it's beamed up. Let's see, refresh. Might take a second to come down.
Mhm.
Battery running low, you're plugged in. There you go.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. It's beamed to me. Okay, here we go. Yes, so. Download. Then open. Okay, are we ready? I'll share.
I'm ready.
Share.
Is there music?
Number 2.
No, I wish. Maybe I'll make a soundtrack.
All right, I hit number 2. I'm going to hit share. Let me know if you see something that says
Screen
direct
sharing.
contract.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right, and I
So-
can still see all of you. Perfect.
Okay.
So we were interested in finding out, what do other places do? What do, HR trends suggest as being the best way to negotiate a contract? So I looked at, some Harvard Business School articles, looked at what other towns do. I'm a part of the Small Town Administrators Network. And I sent a email out to all my colleagues and just said, what do you do? What are your thoughts? So we can scroll down,
Okay.
and what everyone said was that a direct line is the best approach. And I know that, there are differences of opinion, but
Mhm.
what folks were saying is that it's essentially an employee, relationship first and foremost. And that is to say that the contract should be negotiated directly with the hiring
Mhm.
authority and the employee. And there are some challenges and some risks with using a separate committee, which I do have a slide on as well. If we go to
Oh, I'm
slide
sorry.
3. Oh, no worries.
Just say next slide.
Next slide. So the core argument for the direct relationship is, again, it's the employer and employee, and we want that relationship to be built on trust and direct communication. And the best way for that to happen is to have that be the relationship when they're making a contract negotiation. That contract piece, I think, yes, we've seen it in some instances where maybe it didn't go the way we most wanted it to, but that really should be a tool for communication that then becomes a really critical part of the employee-employer relationship. As folks are communicating directly, you're setting a foundation for what hopefully will be many more contract negotiations to come. And when you have a third party come in, there can be a disconnect. So if you go next slide,
Mhm.
this is going to highlight some of the 3 core challenges, right? So there's operational knowledge gaps. So the biggest drawback is that you don't have the firsthand knowledge of what the day-to-day reality is for that employee. And you also don't have knowledge about what that person's performance metrics are. So you may be negotiating terms that sound fine on paper, but it might not be the best fit for that department or for the town as a whole. And you're also going to run the risk of making an uninformed decision. So again, if you don't have information about how that employee performs, there can be some legal and financial risks involved in negotiating that contract. Say we are paying an individual, far more than what their performance is showing their capabilities as, or you might sign a contract with an individual whom is not performing well, and then you have to, then you would be in the process of potentially violating that contract or ending that contract early, which has its own, Johanna Nichols could do a presentation on that. But there's a whole host of consequences that come with that as well. And then the thing that I really fixated on, the operational knowledge gaps, I think were important to me, but this like blame game concept that came up
Mhm.
again and again in my research of, if you have a separate committee, it diffuses the accountability of the group, right? So if I know that there are people on my negotiating committee that I, really get along well with, I could use that as leverage to manipulate the relationship with my hiring authority by trying to bypass that with the second group, right? Or if it goes really poorly for one reason or another, then it kind of becomes, well, why didn't I go directly, say the negotiating committee comes up with something that I don't like and the select board signs off on it. Well, then I can just say, well, what's the deal here? I thought if I went directly to my hiring authority, I would get X, but now you're giving me Y, and who's responsible for that? So it just becomes really difficult to suss out who is making decisions and at what point do those decisions need to get made. If you go to the 5th slide, so that's just kind of a way to frame it as it impacting, again, the employee-employer trust relationships, right? So there's going to be that erosion of trust because now we're kind of feeling like, well, maybe, we don't know who's really accountable, who's really making the decisions. Is it the negotiating team or is it the hiring committee? The hiring authority is the hiring, the firing, and the discipline, right? So they're really going to be the body that most understands that employee's whole picture with the town. And so if we chip away at that and have the second group, the hiring authority, you could see them as powerless, right? You might think that, oh, well, they're not really making decisions because I can just kind of play two people off each other and get a totally different outcome. And again, so you might feel like I have to go around them, right? If I really want this part of my contract and I know they're not going to say yes, I now have more people that I can try to leverage that off of and get what I want. And it just undermines the select boards, their credibility, it undermines their jurisdiction. That is well within their purview to do those sorts of things. So on my 6th slide, this is just kind of going over again, what is the select board's role, right? So ultimately it's them, employee. And sometimes it's the town administrator, so I did throw that in there. But typically select board final appointing and negotiating authority, you get that direct relationship, people know who's accountable, who's got the authority to do what, and it's crucial for effective management. You really want to be setting up a situation where folks are directly going to their employer. And you don't want to outsource the negotiation because it does blur those lines of responsibility. That was something that folks, again, a lot of my colleagues said, no, we would not ever want to do it that way. And I think what they were trying to get at is just that it complicates things in a way that you want your employee-employer relationship to be really clean with really distinct responsibilities. So if we go to the conclusion slide, which is our last slide, the most effective and transparent approach really is a direct one. And it's going to ensure that the negotiation, the people making that decision have that firsthand knowledge, they're clearly communicating, and there's that direct accountability. So that I think really helps. One thing that I was really thinking about, in terms of Shutesbury is, what might be a good idea and what I think would be very well in the purview of the personnel board is at the end of every contract negotiation, we could survey department heads, we could survey people and say, what did you like about the process? What didn't you like? And then those recommendations can go to the select board. We can have, as the personnel board, more meetings, either as a department or one-on-one with people to get feedback in that way, which I thought might be helpful. And that's all I have to say And I do speak fast, so I'm sorry if somebody missed something.
No, that was very helpful. There was also one other thing, we can take that down. We can talk.
Okay.
And this is very concise way of this. I think this makes a lot of sense. And something you and I had mentioned is having the personnel board and the finance committee, one representative meet with the select board prior to the contract meeting. And what that does is, it gives them, this is all the money we've got, and this personnel board says, but this is the going wage, and kind of having that balance, and then throwing it to them. Yeah. How do other people feel? I mean, this has been a lot of hard work, and I think what you're saying, Haley, makes a lot of sense. How do other people see it?
Having met with the personnel board and the select board, I forget if it was July or August, where we kind of touched on the subject, and knowing that the select board is supportive of what Haley has just given us, although with much more information. So thank you, Haley, for this. Is that the select board negotiate directly the contracts, but there is benefit to hearing prior to heading in those contracts from FinCom personnel. And I did like what you said, Haley, about and this is me speaking out the select board, so we haven't discussed it, but the after asking, what did you like, what didn't you like, and then honing the process to include, something that is as much likable in that process as possible. So maybe like the before and after has more participation than the middle, which is the contract negotiation part. So that's kind of a hybrid of what just the select board, but the before and the after being the hybrid part brought in.
And I don't
So I
think
think
any of that really has to be in the personnel handbook as far as the before and after. I think that's something that can be flexible in the sense of some people it might make no sense for, and other people it might, that in the negotiations.
Haley, thank you for that. That was really clear. I think what really resonated with me is, for me, the priority is to protect the employee. And it sounds like that the direct line that you are outlining is really the best scenario for the employee. So I like that. And I like the way Melissa framed it, that the contributions from other people would be the bookends, right? Veronica, I would love to talk about what you just said, because I disagree. I think there's a really good reason to put the before and after in the personnel book, because again, I'm often thinking of the perspective of the employee, and I think I would like to know that the personnel committee might, because that's what we've been doing in the past, right, April? We've been like, everybody's underpaid. You got to pay these people, and Melissa, we got to pay these people more money, right? So
but we don't have it. Yes.
yeah, but I mean, I think that that's helpful, but I love, Haley, your suggestion about the after. So I like to know that as an employee, that if I felt like something didn't go well, there is a third party that I can, express my constructive or share my constructive feedback with. I think that's very employee friendly.
And I also
And I
think
think
that
we want to
adds-
hear from them more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I think that adds, I think you were going this way, Haley. Maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think that also adds to the relationship between the employee and the employer, right? Having that ability to have that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea, because how many times do you go through a process, you're like, I really have some comments that might be better for the next person, like that was torturous, I want to make it better for the next, and that provides that. I think I think that's a good idea, and I think it's important to have it in the handbook kind of as a process, Maybe not every minute detail can be in there, but at least a kind of an outline of that process. So,
I
So
agree.
who would actually do that,
that what?
Which that?
the follow-up aspect? Just one person from the personnel board, or would they come and speak to all of us? How would
Oh,
that work?
for a survey? I mean,
Yeah,
you could do it a number of ways. It could just be like a document that the personnel board creates. I can distribute it to people. If you want it to go back directly to you, we can put that in there. But I think like a standardized form is probably a good way to start.
Mhm.
And then and we have to be careful too, Veronica, of not triggering a quorum for public
Mhm.
open meeting, because
Right.
right,
that may make that uncomfortable. So it
right.
could be one person and the TA maybe meets with that person, or just the
Mhm.
personnel board person might meet with that and bring it back to
Yep.
us and say, hey, these were the thoughts.
Yeah, I see.
Well, and if we're doing that bookend, then the person who was part of the
The front
meeting
one,
with this,
yeah.
with the first one
Right.
would make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be like
Yeah.
a 3-phase process, right?
And that way, and the employee would not be part of that initial discussion, because it's really, and I think that probably is a really good idea. So that the ducks get in a row.
Yeah. And Haley, I love this meeting because we just keep creating new work for you. Just kidding. But I do wonder about that last point. Your idea of having, people submit it online or something, that I think is a better best practice than having
Mm.
someone meet in person, right? Because what if I say, Haley, really? You really thought that process was okay? Didn't you have a
Yeah.
problem with this part, right? You could,
Yeah.
so,
Maybe one of the questions would be, do you want to meet with someone in person?
yeah, you could have that, right, Melissa? But I
Yeah.
think having it submitted, like Haley was saying, where you
Yeah.
just have a
Yeah.
form, I think that's a better best practice.
Yeah, it's a good practice for us to get into as a town with more stuff that way online.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're at a critical place where there's, systems are changing, and
Mhm.
and there's a lot of good in what has been done, and there's a lot of good that can be done other ways. And I think this is a way of finding a middle ground. So essentially, that paragraph would be a member of the personnel board, but if it's the whole select board, that has to be an open meeting. But why wouldn't it be? There's no reason for it not to be.
No, it would be an executive session because it's part of the
Oh.
negotiation.
Right.
It would be a strategy session for negotiation.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I don't want this doesn't need to be a public meeting.
No, I mean, no.
So,
I was gonna
yeah,
say, well, and no.
no.
No, it would, if you met an open meeting about any of that, then it would be detrimental to
Right.
the
Yeah.
negotiation process. So it falls under 2 or 3. I don't remember which one that is exactly, but
So Veronica, are you all right with keeping that in? It seems
Yeah.
like you're trying to keep it streamlined, but
Yeah, I just didn't want to make it too, too rigid, but yeah, it's fine. To keep it in.
yeah.
No follow-up survey.
So would it be possible to pull up 4.0, 5.0, and we can look at that piece?
yeah, give me 1 second.
We have some really good editors.
All right, let's see. This one. And I can edit in here because you made us editors. So let me share. Share.
Yeah. Thank you for this, Melissa.
Sure. 2.
And thank you, Haley. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'm beginning to understand why you love your work.
It can be fun to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Take this guy off over here. All right, so you guys can see my screen with some yellow highlighting on page 8. Okay. What page I forget which one we left off on.
Just click contracts on the
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
Table.
I
Look
hope
at that.
it's,
That
it
would be
better not be
so
page
good.
8.
Thank you.
Remember, we did sort of skip over
Oh,
this.
wait.
We done
Yeah.
some-
We did. Yeah. You might have to go down a little. I made that note so I knew I have to reorder this
Okay.
after we're
Okay.
done. So you
Um,
just scroll down a little more.
Tell me when to stop.
Keep going. No, no, maybe it's there it is.
There we go.
Contract negotiations.
Yeah.
Oh, this is easy.
Hmm.
So essentially, this needs to be reformatted in
Mhm.
that.
With that 3-phase process.
That's right. That the personnel board, a member of the personnel board and the finance committee will meet in executive session prior to the employee, the select board meeting, at the beginning of the contract negotiation. And that would be a place to discuss, sort of the money issues, maybe take a closer look at the job description. I mean, there's that could be.
Yeah.
So that would be the purpose of that.
That would
meeting.
that would be good for that would be good, that would be a good task for the personnel board ahead of time, even
Yeah.
before that negotiation.
Yep. I think, yeah. And so that could all be written in, and I'm not sure. Do you have a draft of that, Haley?
I do have a draft, so I can definitely go in. One thing I was hoping we could do is that as a personnel board, go through this and approve it, and then I would love I'm happy to do this with 1 or 2 others of you, sit down with all the staff before it gets like finalized and say, what do you think of these proposed changes? Because they might have some thoughts that I haven't had before.
Really good idea.
Have they seen a draft of this or no? You mean proposed
yet.
just from the old one to the new one?
Not yet. I don't debated it, but ultimately I thought since we're gonna edit it so much, why show something, you know? But yeah, no, before it goes to the select board, I would like us to do that because I think that also is a good faith step to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
And that would be all staff.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
that.
Except the school.
I think that
Yeah.
makes
Have their
sense
own.
to do it with the penultimate draft, because if it's too early, plus Haley, you could be overwhelmed with comments. I just had a quick, April, I hope AI Companion captured what you were saying about that pre-meeting because it was really good. I just had a question about whether it's legal for a body, so in this case, the personnel board, to review the job description and potentially change it for somebody who's already in that position and is undergoing a new contract negotiation.
So we have done that before. There's sometimes,
So
and
it's
and
legal.
fire department is one of them because there's so much that changes with Mass General Law with them. Someone like Brennan may not change as much, although it might because he's in his first year. We've never had administrative assistant, so that's probably a bad example. But it's always good to review it because there may be things that have popped up that they've started to do or that,
Okay, so Melissa, just to clarify, so then the employee gets to
Gets the
see.
opportunity,
Okay,
yeah,
good,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay,
And
They
I'm
get
good.
to participate,
Thanks.
so they can say.
Oh,
if
great,
Part of,
perfect.
like look over your job description, let us know if anything changes. We'll send it to the select board or the personnel board.
Great.
Right. So maybe that's, I don't know, we probably should be doing that regularly anyway, right, April? I
Yeah,
mean,
we did that a number of years ago, but I don't know how many numbers of years.
I mean, I've seen, I think all of them in my 7 years, being the
Yeah.
7th year on the select
I
board, but I
think
don't
so.
remember, at what frequency each one was.
And we still need them uploaded so we can see them.
Yeah.
That
You need them in some way.
yes, some way, yeah. So I think that makes sense. Because the contracts also, I mean, we can develop any job description we want, but it's ultimately it's the approval of the select board. So we make the recommendations, so the select board approves contracts and also job descriptions.
Mhm.
So how is this going to be phrased here?
Do
Do
you
Ms.
have,
Haley?
Haley?
Well, I can, so very roughly in my first sketch, I would say probably something to the effect of, you know, the contract negotiation policy is designed to blah, 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 you know, what we're trying to do, and say that it consists of a, you know, a pre-meeting prior to the select board's negotiation with a representative of the finance committee and a representative of the personnel board to discuss negotiation strategy, salaries, and potential changes to job description. Then the select board negotiates directly with the employee. And I always say to make these kind of things optional, because not everyone's going to want to do it, but that we can have an optional survey, anonymous, online. It won't really be anonymous because obviously we'll know whose contract was up, but you know, an optional survey if they just want to give us some feedback about the process and just kind of emphasize that, you know, we're trying to reassess how we treat our staff and what we want to be cultivating for a work culture, and that helps. So roughly, I would say something like that, but probably a little bit more formalized.
Sounds great.
So why don't we could take a vote on, you know, your draft language that we'll see in writing. Because this has been a lot of discussion, so I think we should vote on this particular, the contract negotiation process. So do I hear a motion about including the new contract negotiation process? Generally, it's outlined by what Haley Bolton has written. And
So
yeah,
moved.
okay. All right.
You did good. You did good, April. So moved.
English.
Okay, Brigham, I.
Oh, we need a second.
Oh, sorry, second. Now can I vote? Brigham, I.
Yep. Go for it.
Makepeace O'Neill, I'm sorry.
Richter, I.
And Stein, I.
I'm not used to being number 2.
I know. No, thank you for this. I think we've done a tremendous amount of work on something that's been sort of leaking and lurking within the town, and I think this will help. And also knowing that, you know, this is, if it doesn't work, we change it, you know, but I think this is a really good idea. I think we're onto something. Thank
Good
you.
compromise.
Yeah.
Very good compromise. Yes. All right, so we're done. We're on page 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh,
I
no,
think
we
I'm
went
just going
further.
down. Work schedules.
Yeah, we had looked at that before, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you have notes, Haley, where we left off? Could be work
We were
schedule.
talking about leave times. I
Okay.
do remember that, and I know that I have to just double check that everything matches with the
Current one.
bylaws.
Right,
Yeah.
And so actually, so I think then we can skip past that whole section.
right.
This one?
Okay,
All the leaves
Okay.
yep.
So you
and go
can
on
skip past
to,
this one.
yeah,
I'll start using
whatever's
this.
after that.
Jury duty, employee conduct.
Yeah.
The fun stuff.
Yeah. Nitty gritty stuff.
Hmm.
See if I can make it just a little bit bigger so you guys can.
Yeah,
No, that's probably not the best way to do it. Oh, well.
minimize you guys. It's okay. It looks good.
No. I lost my ability to scroll. Hold on.
You don't want to lose that.
Nope. This there we go.
Ooh,
Oh, wait a minute. We're losing
Hang on,
it.
it's coming.
There we are. Okay. And Eric, where is it?
It takes a second to.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
okay, so shall we start here, I guess?
Yeah.
This is the section that I had two notes on in 4.0. One of
Okay.
them is a very small edit under workplace attire.
Okay.
Under B, it says examples of inappropriate articles of clothing that should not be worn in workplace settings. And then there are no examples. So
Oh, we don't.
Yeah,
I would just suggest that we delete that
Yeah.
sentence because
okay.
I think that it said, it says like the first one, need appropriate and professional attire.
Mhm.
I don't think we need to
No,
provide
I
examples.
I
Okay.
think you're right on that.
So we take this guy out.
Yep.
I'm just gonna cross it
Wait,
out.
what's the parenthetical?
The
Oh.
Oh
town
yeah,
chief
are you
will
gonna do that
establish
really,
guidelines.
Haley? Are you gonna
I
establish
mean,
guidelines?
we could sometimes, you never know that you need a rule until you need a rule. But I don't think we have that issue right now, so we could certainly just strike that, come back to it
Just take
at
it
some
out.
point in the future. Yeah.
I think so too. I'm
Mm.
thinking of the people at town hall and I'm like, I can't really think of anybody that would.
No, it's suit and
I'm
ties.
just looking for my cross out. Hold on one second, Victor. Oh,
Oh, you meant, okay.
yeah, I'm using the touchpad, which I'm not good at.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right, and slide down.
It's all pretty self-explanatory.
Mhm.
Uh,
The other comment I had about this, again, Haley, I feel so bad, because I just make more work for you, is just looking at the organization of the items.
Yeah,
Because
it needs to be clearer.
yeah, and also like I feel like appropriate office conduct should be higher up than dress code. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but I don't think we should do that here, but I would
Should it be in
hope if
alphabetical
she's
order?
willing that Haley looks at it and tries to group certain
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I
I'll
like
do
that.
that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because I agree. There are some things where now that I've seen it more times, I'm like, that doesn't make
No,
logical sense.
and Anne, I think Haley likes having this. I think more work is good for her.
Keeps me sharp.
Well,
Absolutely.
she's just, like blowing my mind about like making this such an exemplary document. So it's because you're setting the standards and expectations so high.
Yeah.
Haley.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty competitive person. I'm okay with
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah.
I like it. I can
She's a-
support that.
She could. Yeah. So just sort of reorganizing all of this in a more
Yeah, like April,
cogent
there's one
manner.
that like the information technology general
Yeah.
use policy is here, and then like 5 down is the telephone policy, and they
Yeah.
seem like they should be grouped together. So
Yep. Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Was there any edits in the sections we've blown by now, or no, we're good?
No, we hadn't really covered a lot of those. They are pretty standard things
They
that
are.
I pulled from other places.
Mhm.
There, we haven't had, then there's nothing for us to compare some of this to because there really wasn't anything in our older one.
No.
Which makes it hard and easy at the same time because you're not having to you're reinventing the wheel in some ways, but then you're also creating new content.
So this doesn't have to go to town meeting for approval. This is
Mhm.
approved by the select board.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
policy, so policies are right, select board policies, but not
Yeah.
bylaws have to
It's
go.
not a bylaw. Right.
Oh, can you imagine this on the floor of town meeting?
Yes, I was. And we would allow some people only 3 times at the mic, 3 times.
And we'd still be there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yes,
at
Oh
least.
yeah. I mean, this oof. Anyway.
I love our town.
All right, so keep going down. Does
Yeah.
anybody have anything? You'll let me know.
Yep.
Okay. Nope, we jumped. Social media. security, town-owned devices, enforcement, offensive electronic material. Actually, I'm just gonna say, no.
That part, that's sticky.
Why, what makes it?
Well,
sticky?
how do you monitor that? You know, this is on, oh, no, never mind. This is on the town material.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not their personal.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, where are we going with it?
yeah.
Oh.
This is something that hasn't been in upfront for people, which is the sexual harassment policy, which is nice
Yes,
to see.
very important.
Mhm. Town equipment, workplace violence, safety, telephone. Yeah, I agree with Ann. Telephone up
Mhm.
with information or
Mhm.
the, progressive discipline.
So I do want to say this will make Donna very happy. I did include something that if an offense is so severe that the select board have the authority to terminate instead of going through the steps. Because in some you want that kind of leverage just in case like something really bad happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Haley, that's a question. The
Mhm.
only other question I had is whether progressive discipline should be its own section. It seemed like it was really important. What's this section
Yeah.
called again? It's
Um,
workplace conduct or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Conduct,
What do
yeah.
people think about that? Employee conduct?
And disciplinary action, though, it says.
Oh, is that what it is, Veronica?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would it be better to have disciplinary action separate from this? Because it outlines what the behavior is
Mhm.
or what we're expectations are, not behavior, expectations are.
And then a separate.
Does it make it to have its own, its own?
So it would.
It
I
may
don't
make sense
know.
to have its own.
Now that I'm
After
looking
this,
at the
though, after
table
you
of-
set the expectations, though.
Yeah, because now I'm looking at the table of contents. After this comes performance evaluation and exit procedures, so maybe it's fine.
Mhm.
Well, how about this? I still have to reorganize it. Let me try to see if it makes like if there's a different flow
Yep.
that
Okay.
might seem better for that, and then we can
Okay.
always make it separate.
Thank you, Haley.
Mhm.
Thank you, competitive Haley.
Thank you. I'm an Aries. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Which,
And then there's the performance reviews, and it looks like Anne, you had a question or,
No, I think Haley's addressed these,
okay.
right, Haley? Yeah.
Mhm.
we
Yeah, the
talked about these
highlighted
last
parts
time.
are.
yeah.
Okay. Tell me if I'm going too quickly.
This is okay.
So that's new, and that's something that you might want to talk about for vehicle
Yeah.
use.
Because that is in some employee contracts include that.
Mhm.
You know, like at least the highway superintendent does not have that.
He does have a partial one.
That's
His
right. If it's
contract does
bad
have
weather.
when we expect weather or he expects needing to be called in outside of hours,
That's right.
mostly weather related, he's able to take the vehicle.
Okay, so let's look at this. Nothing popped out at me.
Oh, me neither.
No.
I thought it sounded,
Yeah.
here's something, and I hate, and now I might add something to your list of tests. So both of my employers in the past, when I was
Mhm.
able to drive a company vehicle, has a form where you fill out and you have your name, some basic information, and I can get it for you so you can have it. License number, where you answer questions about your driving history, whether you have,
Mhm.
you know, like, have you been convicted of a vehicular thing or whatever, kind of a risk management thing. Is that something that we should have for anyone who might drive a town vehicle, say, you know, well, anyone who's
Well,
employed is already, I'm thinking of, say Brennan needs to borrow the town pickup for picking something up at somewhere, something like that.
Mhm.
Or Chris needs to do it for picking something up, or you, or, you know, someone needs to be able to transport something.
do we do RMV checks? Like separate ones for
No,
people?
not currently.
No.
They're pretty simple. I've had to do them because we had like COA van drivers and volunteers who would do it. I think it's only like $15 per check.
Mhm.
So we could definitely have a form, and we could do, you know, if we expect this person to regularly do something like that, we could do our own RMV check.
So it's
At
a,
Amherst College, the Amherst College Police Department would check our driving records.
Oh yeah, or we could ask the
yeah,
PD.
Yeah,
they have
if anything
access.
was egregious on there.
So
But
it's,
anyway, that was just something that, you know, you fill out a form and then the people understand they have to make sure they don't use their cell phone and all of those sort of things, like
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
I hate to add more to your thing, but
no, that makes sense.
it
from a
does
risk
make sense.
management point of view, I think it's beneficial, you know. I mean,
Yeah. And our police department can check.
yeah,
So-
like I said, Amherst College Police would just run our license numbers.
So it's sort of a vehicular Cory check.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's brief, and then, you know,
Yeah.
if there was like, you know, you could leave it up to the police department if there was something that, you know, made them hesitant to let you drive a vehicle,
Mhm.
or you, Haley, if there was something there, you know, like you
So-
used to do for the COA stuff, probably is likely what I'm really describing, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess more stuff when you're onboarding.
Yeah.
Was there any edits that we had seen right there at all?
That looked good to me.
No, looks good to me.
Yeah, right here it says employees authorized to operate vehicles. We need some sort of authorization.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know.
And who authorizes?
I think it was
Oh,
the
it can,
accountant.
you know, they fill out the form, and Haley can probably sign
Yeah.
off on it between, you know, the background or the vehicle check,
Yeah, that does-
RMV check, and yeah.
That was, I think that the way the travel policy and procedures are written, it's Haley that
Mhm.
does the travel requests, right? Any travel requests?
For
Under
reviewing them?
under part B? Well, it just says all travel requests must be approved in accordance with this policy and performed in the conduct of official town business. But
Right.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I see what you mean. Yep, add TA there.
yeah.
Mhm.
So then it says financial director, town accountant. Look,
That might be missing.
section B.
Okay.
It's a thought if you want to have her look at the budgets, or if you want to rely on, like, say, department heads to manage themselves. You could go about it both ways.
Mhm. I don't
I
see
do
it.
think, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you want the accountant to review everything when they submit their receipts, like
Right.
they have to show that they actually went to the
Right,
conference or whatever.
right.
Yes.
But as far as approving them, I don't know. I think the department heads probably. I do think, and Haley knows the example I gave prior and why this was added. But I do think that eyes on it to make sure it's not an extravagant expense for someone,
Right.
that lodging is reasonable,
Mm-hmm.
Mode of transportation is reasonable, so it's not an unreasonable amount or type of travel accommodations.
Right.
So I think having that is important.
Oh, we're so near the end, but I hate to be a party pooper, but I have to conduct a rehearsal in a little bit, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
How
So
fun.
I may be like saying goodbye,
Okay.
but you're very close to the end, and I didn't have
Mhm.
anything else that I hadn't already asked. I had asked about the legal, but we're gonna deal with that after it's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the only other question I had, so.
Awesome.
Okay.
And we're still a quorum, so we can
We
finish
can
up.
still, yeah.
Okay, great. You only have a few more pages to go. Good luck.
You.
Thank you.
Thanks, Veronica.
Okay.
All right, awesome. I'll scroll a little bit more. Tell me when to stop.
The benefits, that one was fairly new,
Okay.
just in terms of the fleshing out. So the
Mhm.
health and sex, health
Wow, you guys got all
insurance.
good.
Yeah, I had Ryan, he was kind enough to write up that,
Okay.
just
This
for
part here.
people to know.
Okay. All right, and then
And then
Oh,
yeah, the trust. So
yep,
that came
love
from one of the
that.
trust members. So those are all the things that employees have access to.
okay.
That so much.
And
It's
then
never been
this,
laid out quite like this, so this is beautiful.
Yeah.
yeah, it's helpful to have. Like I didn't even appreciate, and they do actually do a lot for members. And then so the two things that I added, educational assistance and professional development. Obviously everything is subject to appropriation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it says that in here, right? Subject to
Mhm.
appropriation, because Donna will hone in on that.
Yes, she will. And then I added that part. I think that the personnel board should be an employee benefit. That's
Love
why you're
that.
here. So I've nominated you all for more work in listening sessions and recognition events.
So we haven't done those things though,
Never.
really. So that is good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, Haley. That just warmed my heart.
Yeah. Well, you made a good point, which is that these always feel so draconian.
Mhm.
And when
Yeah.
you're writing it, it has to be, but there are ways to make it
Right.
not feel that way.
Right.
So complaint resolution process, really simple.
Okay.
If it's an employee, they go right to their department head. There's some timelines that the department head has to meet.
Oh, that's good.
They can, if it's not resolved that way, can kick it up to either town administrator or select board, just so that people know what to expect if they have a complaint.
Does it talk, oh, well, I suppose it doesn't have to talk about the executive session process, but I'm not sure it has to, right?
Mhm.
Oh, excuse me.
Hmm.
Does it? No.
No, but it could go in there for the severity of it, but a complaint might be something as simple as Jill took my chair and I'm pissed, so I'm gonna do this. And you might not need the executive.
No.
Um,
I meant ultimately there, when you meet with the
Oh.
select board, usually that's where that ends up, so that it's not
Yeah.
open meeting.
But yeah.
But it may not fit really in here necessarily as a,
That's governed by a whole other set of rules.
right, exactly.
Yes.
Like if it's escalated to the select board, it could have, but that process is, I don't know, it has to be lined out here necessarily. Oh, we're good there. We're good.
Mhm.
And the other thing I added was an amendment procedure. So these are always living documents, should be living documents.
Mhm.
So it just tells people the steps, when we're going to review it, who can initiate a review, which is basically almost anyone could initiate that review.
Mhm.
It says that as TA, I can make minor changes if it's just, something quick, if it's on substantive. And then it gets adopted by personnel committee. And then I think it says select board after that.
Mm-hmm.
And that it has to go through a legal review and those sorts of things.
Yeah, it always should do that. Yeah.
Haley, one quick note about that. Sorry, Melissa, can you go back
Oh,
up to
yep.
page 54, that last line? I do this myself, which is why I caught this. Here it says personnel committee, but I
It's
think
board.
we
Oh,
are the
yes.
personnel board, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're a board.
I use the terms interchangeably, and I know I shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
I won't ever do it again, April.
We had
You might.
there was a phrase that we had at one meeting. It was a a committee. Like a board is always a committee, but a committee isn't always a board. And I forget where we lined on the definition of a committee.
Oh,
I think it's how it was created and appointed or something like that. Anyway,
Oh, I want to know that.
yeah,
Just
a
out of
board is always a
curiosity,
committee of
not
people,
for
right?
any.
But not every committee is a board because the word board comes along with more authority or something.
That's
Mm.
correct.
Yep.
But then it's interesting.
Long
that it's
discussion in-
FinCom.
Because we were really, I think we used Google.
Mm.
Yeah, both select board, both personnel board and finance committee are appointed by the moderator.
Yeah.
And that I'm not sure how that's decided, but that's been encrypted for years.
Mm.
It may be because that person is usually maybe the third party,
Yeah.
right? That's not because personnel board recommends to the select board,
Mhm.
right? FinCom
I know, why
has
is
a
it FinCom?
fiduciary. Maybe it has something to do with the employee and the fiduciary part.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that makes sense. But Conservation Commission is appointed by the select board,
Yes.
and what else?
And then there's the commissions.
the commission.
So,
We
you
don't
know.
want to, yes.
Wow. It's the next project, Haley.
Okay. Naming.
There's one thing we have not resolved is the formal hours of employees. It's 37 and a half or 40.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hours.
We never did that.
And we were talking about putting in a warrant article, and obviously that didn't happen and won't happen.
There are definitely some warrant articles I think we could bring forth either. Well, it depends on how the vote goes for the town meeting division, like if we do spring and fall. But there are definitely some things that I think could just bring us up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the changing that would be a bylaw change, right? That's why we'd have to go to a meeting.
Well, reviewing the bylaws is a whole other huge project. I
Yes.
think that was done in the 90s, I
Oh.
believe.
Right.
So we do
Yeah.
that, we have more of this, but at least we have a basis in this book.
Yes.
You mean it was
Yes.
done in the 20th century, April?
That's right. And I think it was in somebody's house because of open meeting law didn't exist at that point.
And it looks like it was done on a typewriter, to be quite honest.
Absolutely.
It was before a word processor,
Yeah.
aka electric
There were
type.
word processors in the 90s.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember the first one. It had this teeny tiny little screen, and you'd type it all on there, then you'd print it, but it was
Mhm.
still the typewriter in the back printing it.
Mhm.
You just weren't doing it as you were.
That's right.
My God. Like, Haley, you're glad you didn't go through those days because it was like
So
the
glad.
melding
Yeah.
of a printer and yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know.
Mhm.
I know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah. There was anyway. Yes, you don't know.
All right. So we had nothing there.
We had
Yeah.
Ann's.
Oh.
I want to make sure I
Yeah,
tell
that was
Ann.
great, Haley. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
But then we have our appendices, pay classification, position,
So I did not do the first two because I didn't know if we already had something or if we needed to build from
Classification, you
scratch.
mean like in a
Yes, that's,
and stuff?
yes, that's what Ann and I are working on as we speak.
Yeah,
Oh,
April
nice.
needs
Okay.
to.
I can see that I can see that you're working
Well,
on it.
but there, it's, the pay classifications are
Yeah.
certainly linked with that.
Are you I just wanna, you guys are doing the grading, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you and Ann are doing? And
Yeah.
Haley, you mean the grading or you mean the step raises and such?
Probably grading.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
haven't done, at least we got rid of the steps with the police. We only have the
Okay.
certain levels and anywhere in that level, right? So the steps were not flexible enough to allow
Mhm.
for beginning salary to be of a market or a competitive or based on experience. It was like they start at step blank and that was it. But we got rid of those. So the percentages actually were better, I think, right, April?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
right. Yes.
So you get 3% rather than, oh, you get the next step. And the
Right.
next
Yes.
may or may not be the 3%, or anyway,
Yeah.
it's just better to go on the
Yeah.
percentages that are set forth by the personnel board.
Well, and there's a rolling average trying to not have shocks on the consumer price index.
Right.
So it's.
And when you had set steps, it was also, I think that's kind of how we got into having positions that were kind of below market because you had to change it every year and,
Mhm.
so it,
Mm.
anyway, it's just better this way. All right.
Okay.
So the first two, you'll do the classification when you have it, and
Yes.
then position classification.
Yes.
That goes with those two go, and then offensive computer materials network incident. Oh, I like this. I liked it when I read it the first time, and I even like it a little bit more now.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Performance evaluation.
Liked this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did like this.
I had one.
Oh.
Melissa, nope. It's on the performance criteria and the communication one. And this is really just a question, helping me understand what each of these categories is. But in 4.0, I wrote a comment that said for communication and interpersonal skills, it said, what about consistency, format, and timeliness of communication? If communicating with various parties and or the public is part of a person's role, is this the criterion that's used to evaluate that aspect of the job? If it is, I wonder if we could add a couple more descriptors like timeliness of communication, consistency, because I mean, some of this is based on like if you've ever worked with someone who's a lousy communicator, it's really problematic, right?
It
Like
can
they
be,
don't
yeah, that's
move the work forward. So it's really a question, like if that's the area. So say a huge part of Haley's job is communicating information to people.
Mhm.
Is that part of her job evaluated under communication? Because if it is, I would suggest that what she does to perform that goes beyond, what's listed there? Like listening well, clear, respectful, active listener. I think it's about you being
replying
the
as well.
disseminator,
Yeah.
like the communicator. So
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I think it's I mean, Haley, for you, it's a really important part of your job, I
Yes.
think. I
Mhm.
think it's probably true with a lot of other people, and it's something that,
I don't think there's any position that doesn't deal with the public in
Yeah.
some way,
Yeah.
right? So, maybe the machine operators for highway, but they still interact with people as they see them. So,
Absolutely.
there's an element to that in everyone's job.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. And it's important.
yeah. And if people do it well, I mean, a good, clear, consistent,
So,
It is a treat.
effective communicator.
Yeah.
Ann, are you suggesting an edit to that?
Yeah, I don't know what it would be,
Okay.
April, my comments in the other thing, but I thought
Uh-huh.
about consistency And I thought about timeliness, right? So I'm not hearing about something 5 minutes before it happens, or,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if others have, I was thinking more about like if I'm the person doing the communicating, I really like this about being a respectful and active listener, but I'm thinking about like, what about me?
Replying to others and
Yeah.
Yeah, like so
Mhm.
consistency, timeliness,
Yes.
Clarity.
clear.
clarity. I liked the clarity in there. Yep.
Respectful, active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the timeliness is important.
Yeah.
Yes.
It can be, yeah.
And consistency. So it's not like, oh, this month I got a report on this, but oh, then I didn't get anything else for 3 months or, you know. Okay, that was great though. I
Those
like
are great.
this.
Yeah.
I like the teamwork aspect here too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
customer
really
service
great.
aspect. Going back to what Anne
Important.
just said.
Yep. And this last part, I think it's really important to have a
Yes.
collaboration on goals.
Loved that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how we measure success, because sometimes if that's not spelled out, people have very different ideas.
Right. Well, I did it once.
I know, yeah.
Check. Oh, and the self-assessment, which is important too.
Yep, I thought that was great.
Just as a side note, I had a training session years ago at Amherst College, and they said to have the self-assessment kind of a basis for keeping track of your work all year, so you're not sitting down and trying to figure out what you've done for 360 days
Mhm.
Yeah.
or the 5 days before you're having your evaluation, so you don't miss anything. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, that's a novel idea.
Yes.
Have I done it? No. But that's a kind of a novel idea. And then employee acknowledgement form.
Mhm, that's really good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And may this be the first document that is available digitally, because if we have to print all these out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we'll have to, well, as records go, you have to have at least one printed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
for
you
the
could
town
download
clerk,
it as a PDF,
Yeah.
then you sign it, but yeah, you don't want to be handing these suckers out to people.
No.
Great.
This is actually 40 pages less than mine at work.
Okay, nice.
Ours is 100.
It is.
Ours is very specific on many things related. We also have OSHA stuff in ours. So I guess, what does this mean? Like a final draft we can look at to vote on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And then when this is all done, is it located on the website too? On the
Oh yeah, I would definitely put this up on the website for people.
Okay.
It's an open document,
So
like
where
most open
would you
documents.
put it on the website? Where would that?
Probably.
Probably under policies. Because I know like in Amherst, like they give you like the giant 67 pages, but honestly, all I would do is just go back to the website every time I had to look something up.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I downloaded ours and
Yeah.
I downloaded ours and put it in my, in my drive so I can look at it when I need it.
But also, as an aside, I don't think this is our purview per se. It's our website. Okay. I mean, are there ways we could improve our website? I
Oh,
don't know.
yes.
I don't know. Yes. I mean, that's something to sort of overarching. How to do that.
Yeah.
That's a different dragon.
Yep. But I think
Yeah.
this dragon has deflated.
Yes,
And
we've trained our
which-
dragon.
It's Puff, the magic dragon.
That's an old reference.
That's right. Maybe not appropriate.
Or the purple people eater. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Haley, thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
my
good.
pleasure.
It's been great.
And thank you for all your feedback. It's helpful. And I
Well,
can't think of
it was
everything.
easy. It's easy to do when you have a good document to do it from. You know.
Mhm. And this is a very nice collaborative collegial group too, which is
Was,
very-
yeah.
Oh, it's, I don't know how this group always seems to be that way.
Yeah, we function really well in this environment where we do something, we edit something, you
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
Uh,
All right.
Right. And anything I've done to it saves automatically, right, Haley? So I
Yep.
don't have to worry about saving it directly. And then I guess we have to meet again for the final draft.
yep.
Do we
So
want to
at-
have them?
Well, how about it? Oh, because we generally meet monthly.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is
And
it
the-
worth? Can the town wait a month?
I'm my personal opinion, again, I don't have opinion from the select board members, but we haven't had a lot of this in play. So sooner might be better because I know
Yeah.
Haley, you're gonna take this to the employees, and then Donna needs to look at it, and
Yeah,
then select board needs to look
definitely.
at it. So
Yeah.
that still puts it out a little bit. So if we,
So how about if we meet in 2 weeks?
I think, does that sound good, Haley?
that
Yeah,
sounds good.
I have a question. Is the
Okay.
expectation that folks on the personnel board read the document before the meeting?
You should probably look it
Yes.
over just
I
to
I would
confirm.
Yeah.
like that to
Yeah.
be an expectation because if we try to
Okay.
sit on the Zoom and do a final read.
Oh, no,
through-
we should look at
Yeah.
it ahead of time and then.
Okay,
also
good.
look at
I
it.
just
Okay.
want, yeah, I want that.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, that's clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
And getting in, and it's a 2-week timeline. Does that work for you, Haley?
Yes. Well, because I
Yes.
was also going to say I would like us to get this done so that hopefully when we go to hire our next police chief, I have something to give
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
they get
2
a,
weeks.
they get to be the test people.
Yeah, they do.
Well, everybody gets them.
Well, they
2
do,
weeks is
but they
Yom
would be the first
Kippur.
new
Yeah.
hire
Yeah.
through the onboarding process
Okay.
or whatever process we want to call it, I guess.
So 2 weeks from today is
It's Yom
October
Kippur.
2nd. Oh, right.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Hmm.
Ah. Let me look
And
at
I'm
my-
traveling that next week for work.
Hmm.
and I'm out of town next week. Oh, Lord.
I'm here, but I can't do alone.
No, you cannot.
Mm.
Yom Kippur, I don't have the dates here.
Yeah,
Is it Wednesday, the first?
the first, yes.
But it
Does it
starts
start
the
on
night
Thursday?
before.
No.
Let me look.
No, it starts on the first. It's actually on the second, I think. I had it written down somewhere.
Let me just Google.
My calendar is saying it starts on the 2nd, but who knows if that's correct.
Yeah, let me, okay, allow me, all right, just go wait. Yom Kippur is October 1, but this isn't clear, it must start on the night of the 30th is our town meeting.
Hang on, I can look it up.
My calendar says it starts on Wednesday the 1st.
Okay, then the evening
yeah.
of the, is it the
Yeah.
evening?
Yeah, the 1st.
Starts on the the
Yeah, evening of the first.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I think we had
Right, sundown.
done this, yeah, sundown the 1st through
Yeah.
sundown on the 2nd.
I just Googled. And
Okay,
Rosh Hashanah's the week before.
yeah,
I used to be in tune with all this because of admission and the tours, because we would be busy on those 2 days.
yeah, it's, yes,
Yep, they come visit us.
Yep.
Um,
Do you want to do Friday?
No.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's
when's-
fair.
I mean, if you meet the week of the 6th when I'm not here, is it possible, if Haley has it ready ahead of time, that I could review it on my own and submit?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
Yeah,
do that.
I'd be happy
Okay.
to do that if that week of the 6th works for people.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Sure. We have 2 select board meetings, the 7th and 8th. Well, no, wait, I'm sorry, just the 8th.
Yeah, 7th is now
No,
FinCom.
no, I haven't taken off my calendar
Oh,
rotation.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have to take that off.
So
So,
our next meeting, so it essentially is going to be just about a month, but it would be October 9th.
Yeah.
That Thursday.
I'll put it there, October 9th. I'm gonna stick it on there, so nothing else takes it.
You got that.
Personnel
Excellent
person.
work. This is huge.
Were we meeting at 5:30 again?
Does that work? That works for,
Okay,
yes.
no, that's fine.
And we're going to try to keep it to 90-minute meetings.
I think it works. I think sometimes the meetings get too long, you
Oh,
lose.
I
Yes.
can't handle it.
And one thing I've noticed, one of the,
Oh, you don't remember, you didn't get to do the select board where we'd start at 7 and we wouldn't end until 10:30 or 11
Oh,
or
well,
11:30.
but I think in-person meetings take longer. You know, because,
Yeah.
I mean, we do some chit chat, but in person, there's more of that.
Yeah, that was a
Mm.
different makeup of a different select board. That was my first 2 years on the select board.
Yeah.
And it was a different makeup of a group and
Oh,
there was
right.
lots of discussion with no public, as much
Yes.
public
Mm.
participation, but
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, the select board used to meet in that little conference room and nobody showed up.
Oh,
You know,
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
it's only
Okay.
now that we have, since we've been non-hybrid, or since we've gone to hybrid, Haley, do we have a handful of people in the room with us?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sometimes we'd have more depending on the topics, but
Mm.
we really didn't have a lot. Even when you and I were on it, April, we didn't have a lot of people.
No, every so often there'd be something like, there were some crazy.
There was a few things that
meetings.
prompted a full room and a little bit of a surprise to the people.
Yes,
You know, bit of
with
surprise to us.
pitchforks and
but,
torches.
I mean, outside of those couple or those few,
There was no problem.
yeah, there was really just us, the town administrator and the admin
Yeah.
secretary sitting there having a meeting.
Yeah.
So, but we weren't hybrid. We didn't know Zoom. Zoom was not a thing.
right.
No,
Wow.
we weren't allowed to do this. You know,
Yeah, well, it also hadn't been really created so much either. It was just,
no, it was just
Mhm.
starting.
yeah.
But as a therapist, you could not do this, and now this is, you know, standard practice for some
Do you
people.
like that as a therapist?
All right, wait, sorry, I gotta go.
Okay,
Right.
you gotta go.
No.
All right, I'm going
We
to
end the
adjourn the
meeting, we end
meeting.
the meeting, okay.
Yeah, meeting's adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Thank
be
you.
rude.
No,
but
it's fine.
No.
I got,
I don't know how to answer your question, Melissa. I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I just didn't know if it was, if it was something that was enjoyed. Bye.
Ann. Okay,
Okay,
so we'll see you later.
sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
You take good
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye. I'm done. Fine.